Greetings, everyone. Once more, I'm here, and today is Sunday, the 2nd of November, 2025. And this is about 6:30 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I want to apologize first before we get into the information I'm bringing here about the broadcast that I promised to bring earlier on in the day. As you can see, I'm not yet back on base, and we are unable to get into our studio right now. But that is not even the issue. The issue is also that there is a lot going on, and things are moving too fast. And so I'm unlikely to do that, if that even tomorrow. But that very important communication would definitely be served us between this Monday and Tuesday. And so my apologies, and let's continue to be patient. But folks, there is a lot going on right now in the Republic of Cameroon. The tension is rising. The tension has reached another level. I just got a cable from one of my sources in Yaounde, and I've been able to reach out to two other people very close to the security operatives in La République du Cameroon and some in the governing classes, and I've confirmed that information that there is growing tension now within the military of La République du Cameroon. A lot of tension. The level of suspicion has attained fever point, and at this point in time, there are plans, serious plans, and they're hoping that that should be executed within the next 24 hours. That they are actually planting a lot of spywares on the phones of top military brass who are indigenes from the three northern regions, and especially also indigenes from Bamun in the west region. There is too much fear that those who are likely not to be loyal will be found among this class of people. And some of the military personnel who happen to have very sophisticated communications apparatus themselves because of what has been going on, and each at least have been struggling to get equipment that will help them stay safe in the current circumstances, have realized that there is a lot of work going on, and they are being listened to, they are being spied upon, and so much is being done. Some of them are even literally in a kind of quarantine, and so that is breeding a lot of anger, both at the top and at the bottom of the military command system in the Republic of Cameroon. And so at this point, the tension is too high, especially high because yet another attempt to capture Issa Tchiroma Bakari has failed. And they don't understand how this attempt failed because the number of men used to try to set up this ultimate attempt to capture Issa Tchiroma Bakari was so reduced, so much so that they felt that these were extremely trusted circles. But unfortunately, they could not carry out this operation without involving uh, military men and women who are sons and daughters of the northern regions because of their knowledge of the terrain, their knowledge of any kind of homes of even elite or any kind of person where Issa Chiruma could be hiding. And so at this point, it's unclear to them who among those indigenes of the northern regions who were involved in the planning and the execution phase of this operation likely leaked out the information to Issa Chiruma Bakari and those surrounding him. And this has caused that operation to fail once more. And so the government of La République du Cameroon is extremely embarrassed. This is a very disturbing night in Yaounde. I mean, a very disturbing night in Yaounde. At the moment I speak to you, it's clear that none of those in the governing apparatus in Yaounde is going to have sound sleep. They were all waiting. They were all on what you call a qui-vive, hoping that today was going to be the day that they go to bed sound and have good sleep because they were convinced at almost 90% that they were going to capture Issa Chiroma Bakari this Sunday. And again, you will notice that before this operation went on, I mean, during the day, there were locals who recorded videos, live videos of elements of members of the Cameroon Secret Service, especially those of the Directorate General of External Research in Garoua, breaking into homes of both close and distant family members of Issa Tchiroma Bakari, capturing people, searching, ransacking the whole place for all kinds of either documents or communication gadgets or everything. But unfortunately, this does not result to the expected capture. And as things stand right now, it keeps them even more vulnerable than ever before. My informants let me know that the worry, the great worry within the ranks, is that it is not very easy to judge the level of loyalty of a lot of these forces from the northern regions who appear to be seeing in what is going on right now an opportunity for them to make good their greatest fever of all times of evening what happened to them in 1984 during the staged coup d'etat that enabled Paul Biya to consolidate power, clean out the northern intelligentsia, send a lot of their people into exile, and caused the first president of the country, El Haj Babatura Amadou Ahijo, to find himself in Senegal, where he eventually died and is buried. So, right now, Issa Tchiroma Bakari, according to reports from his close circles, is sound and safe yet again. And you get this information, this confirms to you what I said earlier on in the day, that though they sent out lousy reports claiming that Issa Tchiroma Bakari had fled the country and was somewhere either in Nigeria, in Niger, or possibly had even flown to the United States of America, they knew it was all that this was all lies. And that's what my sources told me earlier on in the day that I broadcast here, that those were all lies. Issa Tchiroma Bakari was very, very, very well in Garoua, is very well in Garoua. So as you can see for yourself, while they were sending out that information, they were at the same time planning this sting operation to see how they pick him up and be able to have him in their keeps so that they are able to assure or to guarantee that they have broken the momentum that could lead to Issa Tchiroma Bakari's swearing in as the third president of the Republic of Cameroon. Right now, folks, the tension is high. If you find yourself in the major cities of the Republic of Cameroon, the safest place where you should be in your home. Don't venture out because there is so much going on out there, and there are actually fears that there could already be even confrontation between the forces of La République du Cameroun themselves in the capital city, Yaounde. Because as it stands, the division is clear. You have those who are considered loyal to the system, who are sons and daughters of the center, south, and the east, some from the littoral, and then they also are still banking that they could count on the loyalties of top military personnel from the southern Cameroons who are serving in the army of La République du Cameroun, because for 9 years they have demonstrated their loyalty by fighting very closely with the government of Cameroon against their own people. But they are getting a very different signal, a very disturbing and disgusting signal, according to them, from the military personnel from the northern regions. They thought that at least they were going to be able to use the elite, the political elite of the northern regions, to guarantee the loyalty of a lot of the top military brass whom they believe have benefited a lot from the Biya regime. But that doesn't seem to be the case. And because this is not the case, they don't know who can be counted on and who cannot be counted on. And it would appear Issa Tchiroma Bakari gets information from any strategy that is being planned faster than even Ferdinand Ngongo and Chantal Biya in Yaounde. And this is a serious cause for concern. I asked the question as to what is happening to the military chief of staff, who should be able to, exercise his grip over the entire military. And the response I had was that Rene Zemeka, appears, no, Rene Claude Maker, I beg you pardon, appears not to be in total control of whatever is happening right now. And so the situation is tense. And the ghost towns that have been called for this Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday all over the territory of the Republic of Cameroon will be a litmus test. A litmus test because the government of Cameroon has hired a lot of social media talking heads to go out there and try and set confusion in the minds. But they have just blown out one of the strategies they put in place. One of the strategies they put in place was going to be that Issa Tchiroma Bakari had fled the country and was planning to put people in harm's way while he runs to safety. But now this sting operation that just got aborted this night changes the entire narrative. It becomes clear to everybody now that Issa Tchiroma Bakari is back home. And this would definitely dent the credibility of all those social media talking heads that are being paid very highly to try and set confusion. And so it is more than likely that the ghost towns of this Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in the towns, cities, and villages of La République du Cameroon could well be a success. And the element of fear that's been planted in the minds of the people with the possible entry into Douala, as they claim, of Southern Cameroon's freedom fighters. And of course, I must hurriedly say here that this is propaganda, basically propaganda, because they know that the Southern Cameroon's freedom fighters will not get into Douala for nothing in the world. And so I'm pointing this out because usually when they say this, they want to use this as an opportunity to take some few Southern Cameroonians, men, especially young men, who will be based in areas like Bonaberi, most especially, to set an example on, to set them up, to kill them, and to plant weapons in their homes and claim that these were what they call amber boys. So we have to be vigilant. The watchword at this point in time is vigilance. And to my people of the Southern Cameroons, based in the towns, cities, and villages of La République du Cameroon, please stay home. The best position where you have to be now is home. Whatever supplies you already have with yourself, make sure you use those judiciously and avoid finding yourself at the wrong place, at the wrong time, and with the wrong company. You notice that some gentleman just went out in Douala early in the morning, running to the bakery to buy bread, just so that he could be the first there to get bread for himself and his family. And how did he end up? He ended up being shot dead. And the excuse they gave was that because he came out too early, in those kind of hours, they suspected him of being one of the people who were coming out there to try and set this order. They have the order now to shoot and kill. Make no mistake. They now have the order to shoot and kill. Don't put yourself in harm's way. Stay home. There is more very vital and very sensitive information I just got, but that information is still under investigation because I want to get, other sources that are equally very trusted whom I've been unable to reach right now to confirm that information before I bring it here. And if that information were to be confirmed, that would mean that the government of La République du Cameroon, the Bia's government, the current Bia's government has entirely collapsed. Because right now, they are hanging on a very thin thread. The survival of that government depends on their being able to capture Issa Tchiroma Bakari. They themselves have set that as a bar. And all what you need to do is keep the watch. But all things being equal, Issa Tchiroma Bakari is still going to be sworn in as planned. And the swearing in video would definitely circulate and give him the opportunity to announce his transitional government. So the days ahead are pregnant. Let's stay on the alert. And for all of us within the territory of the Southern Cameroons, you're going to witness an influx of people running preemptively from La République du Cameroon. Please make sure you also stay on the alert. Because while all these people will be coming in, not everyone is coming in just for safety. You definitely have people who are coming in with the malicious intentions of always trying to infiltrate, to get information about the movements and activities of those who are putting in their every single energy to ensure that we will have a free, independent, prosperous homeland. So thank you very much for this moment of sharing. And once more, I apologize for the communication I promised earlier on in the day that I wasn't able to, come up with. And like I said, we will have that communication latest Tuesday. But especially if you have not subscribed to this channel, please go right ahead and subscribe. Make sure you share the link, share this information as much as possible. Let's get our people well informed. Our people must be well informed at every single moment so that people will do everything to stay safe. So subscribe and make sure you click on the alert so that as soon as I'm on here, you will have that piece of information. We're going to be too regular here these days as the information flows. Thank you very much for your kind attention.